Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton, or as she's known by the people who know her best, Mama C. The show where we uniquely combine the information teens need with the entertainment teens want.
Welcome. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk for Real Teens. As you know, I am Kim Creighton, and some of you call me Mama C. So, again, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you were able to take a moment out from your significant other, and hopefully that significant other is sitting right next to you getting some very good information. Today, my guest is David Lloyd, and I'll have him introduce himself in a moment. But our musical artist that I'm featuring tonight, her name is April K. So at our musical breaks or our show breaks, we'll be listening to music by April K. So, David, I don't introduce anybody. Like I told you before, this is a conversation. This is not an interview. We're going to talk over each other. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time. So why don't you introduce yourself to my audience?
Hi there, Kim. Hi there, audience. My name is David Lloyd. I'm the founder and managing director of the Intern Group, and we send students and young adults all over the world to London, to Madrid, Argentina, and even to Colombia to do internship programs and language courses.
Ah, okay. All right. So I really was very excited that you reached out to me. Anybody who knows me knows I have a very eclectic taste. So I can watch the Family Guy to South Park to one of those little silly cold case files to I'll be watching Scandal later on tonight to CNN. And I saw an episode on CNN called The Millennials. And you were a part of a group of 5 individuals from all over the world, and you are in that millennial group. And it just talks about how you guys are entrepreneurs and how you are moving around the world at such a young age. So how did you get involved with this program? I found it so very fascinating.
Okay, so basically we previously got quite a lot of media coverage in the United Kingdom, where I'm from, and about the growth of my company. And CNN reached out to me. They thought it was an interesting story, like you say, quite young, and starting the company, had quite a bit of growth, and it looks, touch wood, like we're going to grow even faster and in the right direction. And they reached out to me about making a program, how young people nowadays are starting to look more towards entrepreneurship as a career path, starting their own business. Obviously, it's difficult economic times, so finding a job in traditional corporate roles is something which some people are deciding might not be the best route for them.
Wow. Okay, so how old are you?
I'm now 28.
28, and how old were you when you started the Intern Group?
I was 26.
26, so you've been doing it for 2 years. And have you always had this entrepreneurial mindset, or was it something you developed?
I think it's something that I had never thought about before. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, I wanted to start my own company since I'm 8 or something like that. I never even thought about it. It literally was just a function of I previously had a very corporate job, just a normal job people want out of school or university. But I had this idea, and I quit my job to set it up.
Well, tell me how that's very interesting, because and I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people, especially now, whereas even when I was growing up, entrepreneurship or business owner was this pie in the sky kind of thing. It was something you might do once you already had your career established, or you did it because that was something your family had or something like that. But the fact is that now entrepreneurship is a career path. It is not an afterthought anymore. Young people
100%.
young people are deciding in high school or before that when they go to college, they're studying entrepreneurship. It's not chemistry or math or English or, computer science. That might be the minor, but they're studying to be entrepreneurs.
And that's something which I think is really made a lot easier by the modern day. It used to be the case just even 15 years ago that setting up a company was very expensive. You'd have to have a lot of money to get going, a lot of capital to set up the business. And it was basically, like you say, either people with family businesses or people from very well-off backgrounds. It was exclusive to them. But nowadays, you can open up a company online in just a matter of hours or a couple of days, depending on what nationality you have. And you can get a cheap but very good-looking website up for a couple of $100, and you can get selling your product, whatever that product might be. And so it really is starting to become a viable option from a financial perspective. And like you said about people are starting to study it more, and so both from an academic and financial perspective, it's actually something which is becoming very viable.
Yeah. So tell me, since you said that wasn't something you had thought about, what was that spark that said, hey, this idea came to me and I want to pursue it?
Yeah, what I'd say is...
Could you speak up just a little bit, please?
Yeah. Hi, is that okay?
You seem to be away from the mic.
Hi, now am I back now?
That's fine, yes.
Okay. I would say that I was fairly unhappy in my corporate job, and I was looking for an opportunity to do something in Latin America. I previously lived for a year in Argentina to learn Spanish. I went there with the sole aim of improving and learning my Spanish. I thought having a second language was really important in the modern day, and I really fell in love with Latin American culture, and I'd been itching to get back there. I went back to London, started working, and then I suddenly realized, hang on, more and more people want to learn second languages and the value of work experience abroad. And when I was working in Argentina, I realized that in the future employers were very interested by someone taking themselves out of their comfort zone, challenging themselves, moving to another country. And I realized that this was a way to combine not only that first thing, learning a second language, but also a second benefit, getting international work experience, international internship, and a third factor, just on a personal level, a fantastic life experience, immersing yourself in a new culture and country and making lots of new friends.
Wow.
And I realized I realized there's a lot of demand to do stuff like this, but very few people facilitating it.
Wow, I mean, exactly, because I had no idea that there was a lot of demand, so I'm so very happy that you're on here. And we're going to take our first break and get an introduction to April K. And when we come back, I want to talk to you more about that process, because I did not know there was a demand. Again, about the whole entrepreneur, the new thing with entrepreneur, I thought this travel abroad thing was something, you did as an enrichment. You heard about people going backpacking off into they get their money, they graduate, and they go backpacking into all over Europe. So I want to really get to the nitty-gritty of how this becomes a viable option to your everyday team. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about that. is a dazzling singer who reveals a distinctively modern pop dance edge, a connection to the classic soul music that inspired her, and a powerful voice that shines a spectrum of experience far beyond her chronological years. So the first song we're going to hear from April is Writing on the Wall.
Remember the things you said to me, so many promises to keep. You went from head over heels to a heart without a beat. So many signs for me to read. You had your own marquee, sitting high on a hill for everyone to see. Hey baby, this ain't working out for me. The writing's on the wall, my friend. You won't be loving this again. There's nothing you can say or do. I'm totally over you. Now I'm good to go. Writings on the wall. Just read the poem you wrote to me. Filled with hope and guarantee. I gave you all my love, and you chose to set me free. There's nothing to say anymore, 'cause I know what's in store. You weren't there for me when summer's ring or fall. Hey baby, I ain't missing you at all. The writing's on the wall, my friend. You won't be loving this again. There's nothing you can say or do. I'm totally over you. The writing's on the wall, my friend. You won't be loving this again. There's nothing you can say or do. I'm totally over you. Now I'm good to go. Writings on the wall. The next time you see me, I'll be toasting out there. Autumn leaves have made me see that life can change so fast. The writing's on the wall, my friend. You won't be loving this again. Nothing you can say or do. I'm totally over you. The writing's on the wall, my friend. You won't be loving this again. Nothing you can say or do. I'm totally over you. Now I'm good to go.
Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
Welcome back, guys. That was April K. I like that song. Are you there, David?
I am. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Okay, so let's talk about, because I was just tweeting, has any of you ever thought of an international internship? And I can tell you, I never thought of an internship. I always thought of like international travel, but that mix of getting that experience while you're in getting that work experience, learning, and having that experience over internationally, it hadn't even dawned on me, particularly at that age.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty recent phenomenon. Like you talked about backpacking, right? People have been doing that for ages, going away for 6 weeks to Europe, to Australia, packing their bags. Well, imagine all the benefits you get from travel, which backpacking gives you, but combine that with a professional internship, boosting your resume. That's what we do.
Explain for those who don't know. Let's talk about what exactly is an internship and what is expected of interns. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so an internship is a period, maybe anywhere from 1 month to 6 months period, where you will effectively be trialing a job and they will be trialing you. So say you're interested in working in marketing. If you're interested in working in marketing, a marketing firm may say, right, we'd like you to come and be an intern for a couple of months and see how you get on, see how you learn and develop. And if you're happy and they're happy, it's very possible that they will offer a full-time job afterwards.
Okay, and so let's get this international piece in there. How does that work?
So it's still the same thing. Many people who come on our programs, for instance, do receive a long-term job offer. However, many people who do internships are looking to just do it to boost their resume while they're looking to often companies now, obviously the job market is very competitive, so the more experience you can get on your resume, the better. And so if you've got a couple of internships at different firms, you can show that you've got skills, that you're versatile, that you can adapt to different environments. Maybe you've got experience in a large marketing firm and you've also got experience in a smaller one, so you're able to handle different environments. Now, if you combine an international internship, so an international component, say you go abroad to do it, you're really showing that you're able to take yourself out of your comfort zone, that you're versatile, that you can get on with people from different cultures. And nowadays, business in the world is all the time more globalized. People are doing business between countries from all over the world, from all different cultures to different cultures. And so employers really look for people who've got as diverse experience as possible. And that's where the international benefit really stands out of an internship. So it's a way to get experience in an area, get experience maybe in a professional area that interests you, and also to really stand out to future employers and mark yourself out as someone who's aware of the challenges in this century, and someone who wants to really try and learn and adapt.
Wow. Okay, man, I'm so jealous because I truly would have enjoyed this. Because again, only outside of the backpacking, the only thing that I ever knew of was taking a class, like a semester abroad. But if I could have gotten some experience and actually live there and oh my God, I would have just loved that. So tell me.
Yeah, I mean.
Go ahead.
That's I was going to say that's exactly what we're doing. So in all of the destinations where we operate, London, Madrid, Argentina, Colombia, our teams are from that place. So they'll show you how to live, how really to live life in London like a Londoner, for instance. Mm-hmm. And that's the way where, being a tourist is fun and everything, but it's far more rewarding when you can really get stuck into the culture and really feel like you're living life like a local does.
All right. So what? Before we take the next break to hear some more April K, tell me what steps, like a beginning, if you're in high school or you're in college, how does one get themselves ready, prepared for international internship? And we'll probably pick this up after the break, but I just wanted to conversation started.
Sure, there's a couple of ways. I mean, it is, taking off my business hat for a second, it is possible to arrange these sort of experiences yourself. It's possible to send your resume out to firms on the internet abroad, and to maybe if you've got contacts in a country, so say maybe you've got family in...
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Okay, let me stop you right there because I want to talk to you about that after the break. What I want you to talk about are the beginning steps, because most of my audience, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe they even have passports. So you're talking about sending stuff overseas. They don't even have, what's the beginning stuff?
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
Okay. So go ahead until we're not taking a break yet. I just wanted to talk about that stuff first because it gets a little overwhelming because most of them already don't have a resume, but just the passport process.
I understand. So we'll go right from the beginning. So say you've got family abroad or you've got some sort of family abroad, but that's later. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. So the first step would be to get a passport, and that process, I think, Kim, you can maybe tell me how long it takes in the States. In the UK, it takes about 1 month to get a passport. It's not very expensive, maybe under $100. Is that similar in the States?
No, it's $106. But explain what a passport is. Here it's $160, and it can take up to 6 weeks.
It takes up to 6 weeks and $160. Okay, so basically that will enable you to travel anywhere in the world. As a U.S. citizen, you're welcome in almost every country in the world, and your passport is the document you need to present when you arrive at any country's airport.
So in addition to having because a lot of these students I already know, they don't even have state IDs. So in addition to getting a state ID, which all of you should have, every last one of you, it's not just a driver's license. If you do not have a driver's license, you need to go get you a state ID. But in addition to a state ID, to be permitted to travel abroad, and even in the United States now, to go on certain cruises or to certain islands that are pretty close to the United States, you need a passport.
Exactly. First step is a passport, definitely. And that would take up to 6 weeks, like Kim said. And then second step is getting, or probably the first step actually, is getting your resume tied up. Now, if you just Google on Google.com immediately and just type in resume template, you can see the best ways to lay out your education and work experience. And a resume, a one-page document which you'll send round to future employers. And obviously, it's vital that you make this document look nice because it's effectively your proposal to work on paper.
Okay, so let's stop there, and when we come back, we'll pick up to the next steps. So far, you need a passport, which gives you permission to travel the world, and you need to figure out a way to get an effective resume. And he just gave you a great thing. Guys, you walk around with these computers in your hands, and that tool is more than just texting and tweeting. There's a computer in your hand, Google, Bing, whatever you need to do a search and figure out how to get a good resume. He said just Google resume template. So when we come back, we'll pick up that conversation.
Bye bye, baby. Bye bye, baby. somebody new. I'm just running from what you say and the things that you do. Let me go away. Let me leave today, 'cause I'm determined to walk out that door, not to somebody new. I'm just running from what you say and the things that you do. Too many times I asked you to look me in the eye, so I could feel like you're telling the truth instead of telling me lies. So many lies. Don't wanna hear the names you call me running through my head. Should've left you back before those words were ever said. And I know I deserve better than this. So baby, this is goodbye. Bye-bye. Let me go away. Let me leave today, 'cause I'm determined to walk out that door, not somebody new. I'm just running from what you say and the things that you do. Let me go away. Let me leave today, 'cause I'm determined to walk out that door, not somebody new. I'm just running from what you say and the things that you do. Taking our love, the best of me, and going under lock and key, so I can be happy. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let me go away. Send me all this pain. Walk out that door, not somebody new. Oh, let me go away. Let me leave today, 'cause I'm determined to walk out that door, not somebody new. I'm just running from what you're saying. You let me go away. Save me all this pain. 'Cause it's the only way. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye.
Follow us on Facebook at Real Talk for Real Teens and on Twitter at RTFRT Radio. Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
Welcome back, everyone. My guest tonight is David Lloyd, the founder and managing editor, director for the Intern Group, and we're talking about international internships. And I just had someone text me, David, saying, "Oh my God, I wish I could do an international internship." And I was like, "And why can't you?" He's like, "Oh, I never thought about it." I was like, "Exactly."
Well, there you go.
So we said you need a passport, you need a resume. What's next?
Passport and
before
resume.
you say that, because I really want to get in, you also said you do language as well, right?
Yeah, we do language courses as well. So you can either, say, study Spanish alone, or you could study Spanish along with your internship. So you could be studying Spanish in the morning in a school and then practicing it in a workplace in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. That's immersion. Okay. So
exactly, and then living with a Spanish family if you really want to take the immersion 100%.
Okay, so what's the next step after we get the resume together?
Okay, so we get the resume nice on Google, quick resume template. That will take no more than 30 minutes, getting your resume looking perfect. Then passport, no more than 6 weeks. And then it comes down to the next stage is whether to do it independently or whether to use an organization such as mine. So say you've got family maybe. I know in the US, there's a lot of people with Latin American roots and links. Maybe if you've got family links to a country like Colombia, for instance, and you've got family who live over there, they might be able to help you, linking you up with a internship over there. And they'll say, right, send me over your resume, and they might be able to sort it out for you. So say if you've got any company, any family links, if you've got any friends overseas or family overseas, it might be possible for you to get hooked up like that. And they might also be able to provide you accommodation. If, though, that's not possible, and if you really like the feeling of being safe, secure, and looked after in a new environment, along with many other people like yourself, then you should use an organization such as mine, and we'll fix you up with accommodation, airport pickup, and all the arrangement of your program, and we try and make the prices as economical as possible, and we also offer an extensive scholarship scheme to try and lower those fees as far as possible. So those are the two sort of options you have for you.
And so, let's say so you have the two options, the route of if you have family, friends, your parents have contacts in another country, and they're willing to act on your behalf of either providing your place to stay, which are your accommodations, or helping you find a place where you can work. Or
exactly.
If you don't have that, you can go through a company such as yours that provides that information or those services for you. So you provide a safe place to stay, you help them find a job and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. I mean, our typical program will include safe, good quality accommodation, airport pickup, 24/7 support from our full-time teams on the ground. In all of our destinations, we have at least 3 full-time staff who are there to make sure you're well and safe, hook you up with a place to work, and that's something that you will be very interested in, and we really collaborate and work with you to make sure that the role is exactly what you want. And then one of the best things about our program is because in any one of our destinations at any one time, we have from 10 up to, in the summer, up to 200 participants from all over the world. You can make friends and networks from all over the world, friends for lifetime, and we will constantly be arranging events on a weekly basis, trips to museums, restaurants, cinema, local tourist attractions, mixing with locals, mixing with the international community on our program, so that on a personal level, it's not just amazing on a professional level, but also on a personal level, you'll look back and go, you know what, my time in Argentina, or my time in Colombia, or my time in Madrid, or my time in London, this was the best time of my life.
I got someone in the chat room asked me, does your website, and I just gave the link, and the website is theinterngroup.com. Does the website outline the steps for applying?
Yes, it does. It does indeed. To apply, if you click apply now, it is just a one-page application form asking for your name, and there you need to upload a resume. So first step, as we talked about earlier, as Kim was saying, first step, resume, get that up, and then just apply, and then you can select a time to speak with a member of our admissions team. We have an admissions team to check that everyone who applies, who we're going to accept, is motivated. We're not looking, you don't have to be the best in your class. You just have to be interested, motivated, and really someone who's got an open mind and looking to advance themselves, looking to develop themselves, and excited about the prospect of doing that in an international context.
Okay, and I just, like I said, I just provided that link in the chat room, and when you go on the web page, it is the apply now is on the far right of that page. So, tell me a bit, because I'm now interested in who David was as a young person. What was high school? Because you went to school in London, right?
Yeah, I went to school in London. I grew up there, and
how is school there? Because I'm a PBS fan, but I know they're always showing, everybody's going to these boarding schools, and I know that can't be. I know you have regular public high schools.
Yeah, we do. We do. Very few people go to boarding schools. Only about 4% go to boarding schools, Harry Potter style. Yeah. I did not go to a boarding school. I just went to a nice school in London, and yeah, school was good for me. I mean, I think like everyone, you probably realize the benefits of high school most when you leave, and you kind of wish learning was a privilege. Now I'm working many hours a day, and I think I wish I'd have had the privilege. I wish I'd have realized what a privilege it was to be sitting there with the opportunity to learn, to read, to broaden my mind, because these sort of things become harder and harder as you get older, with commitments of work, commitments of a family. It's obviously still possible, but you really have a privilege when you're at high school, and anyone who takes themselves off to college or university, that really is an even greater privilege. And I wish more people realize how lucky they are, and they really should make the most of it.
And again, I must admit, I'm very jealous, and we'll be taking a break here soon, and when we come back, I want to talk into the break, but when we come back, I really want to talk about how my show can partner with you to get more information out to that young person who may be, because you and I talked when we were getting ready for the show a few weeks ago, when we talked about those inner city urban kids who I really want to reach out to. My show is for everybody. The music that'll be on the show is for everybody. And so I want to make sure that the people who have a concept of what an international internship is all about feel they have access, and then the ones who don't. The ones who are, I find young people who are afraid to fly. That really gets me, because that really limits how broad your world can be. And we live in an international world. So if you're afraid of flying, particularly if you're afraid of flying and you've never been in a plane, that just really just gets to me, because there's a whole broad world out there that you're competing against.
There's a whole wide world, there's a whole wide world, and really, people who come on my programs come from all over the world, and I and my admissions team interview them every day, and there's a huge populations in China and India who are obsessed with, who are working incredibly hard in high school and turn out to be very good workers. And nowadays, companies really can hire where they choose in the world. Some of the biggest companies don't just choose, I'm going to hire in this town in the United States. If they see people who they think are better workers or more committed in India, they'll go there. And so, like you say, Kim, it really is it's important to realize that you're not competing nowadays just against someone next to you in your classroom, but you're also competing against someone in their classroom in Beijing in China.
Yes, or in Madrid, or in Melbourne, Australia, or somewhere. All right, let's take this last break. All right, this song by April K, and let me spell that. It's April, and K is spelled Kae. is For Real, and her music can be found. She's on Facebook. She's on Twitter. You can be found in iTunes. And I will be uploading these songs to my the show's YouTube page in the morning. So let's listen to For Real.
Become a better man, and nothing in the whole world don't matter, long as you can hold my hand. But baby, I've been hurt too many times to follow love blind. I need you, baby, to give me a sign. For real, can I trust you with my life? Will you be there for me, baby, when I come home each night? 'Cause love will never last if we can't be true. So tell me, baby, can I trust you? And things will be all better for us if I'm along for the ride. But baby, I am scared to let you know how deep my love can go. Oh, am I ready to grow? Can I trust you with my life? Will you be there for me, when I come home each night? This love will never last if we can't be true. So tell me, baby, hey, I want to love you so, but I'm scared to let it go. My past has taught me not to trust anybody. Can I trust you, baby? Yeah, love will never last.
New or unknown music artists, we need you for the show. If you'd like your own mini concert, please send a request for information to realtalkforrealteens@gmail.com. Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
Welcome back, guys. In our last few minutes with David, I want you to talk, first of all, about what's your mission? Where do you see your business? What's the bigger goal in helping young people? And then tell me some things that you would like Real Talk for Real Teens to do to help you fulfill that mission.
I want to help in a small way to develop a culturally sensitive new generation ready to tackle the problems that face the world today and tomorrow. And I would love listeners of Real Talk for Real Teens to get out, spread the word, encourage your friends, yourself to go abroad, take yourself out of your comfort zone, do an international internship, spread the word, do it independently, or use an organization like mine, the Intern Group. And I would be very interested, Kim, in discussing ways that we can, try and make this more formal.
Yes, because as I said, I'm getting texts and I'm getting in the chat room about this, what a wonderful opportunity is. And I tell you, young people, if you listen to the show is about providing that buffet. You know, when you go to that buffet, some of you don't eat all day long so that you have enough room so you can just stuff yourself. Well, I'm kind of different. I'm that person who's going to put a little bit of some of everything on my plate. I'm not going to say I only like chicken wings when I haven't tried a lot of the other things at the other end of the buffet. And so this is what this show is. It's providing you opportunities to sample, to taste the different flavors around the world. There's so much that's beyond your community, your small group. And one of the things that I'm doing in that effort is I'm in the process of launching a Real Talk for Real Teens national resource directory. And I definitely will want to include the Intern Group in that, because a lot of times young people don't even know where to start looking for things. They don't even know what's out there. And I want to provide as an extension of the show. You can just go on this directory when it's up and running and find what's happening in your community. Not only in your community, what's happening in the broader sense in your state, in your country, and move around and experience life. And I like what you said about culturally sensitive, because I was about to say where we're going. That's where we are. We're not even going there anymore. That's where we are. You're not competing, as David said, with that person next to you, in the desk next to you, or even in your dorm room anymore. You're competing on a world stage. So many international students have been coming to the United States for years. That has been how they get educated and get their experience and then go back to their countries. I think it just dawned on me, what your service you're providing is kind of a reverse for that. Something that hasn't always been available to students in the United States. And I don't want to say American students, because there's more than just the United States in America. There's South America and Central America. So
exactly.
For the United States, it's like a reverse, because things like this hasn't always been an opportunity for us.
Exactly, and I think that reflects how the world's changing. Previously, the U.S. was by far the most economically desirable place to live, but nowadays the growth of China, India, Brazil, these are becoming economic powerhouses. So going to experience places like this, it will really mark you out as someone who can be a leader tomorrow.
And it's amazing, because the countries you named, the majority of them were not very long ago considered third world countries. Exactly,
and I think many people still would consider them, but they're definitely on an upward trajectory, and they're on a real great growth pattern. And you'll see the importance of China, India, Brazil, Mexico just increasing enormously over the next 5 to 20 years.
And so, where are you calling from, actually?
I'm currently calling from Chile. Our headquarters are in Chile because we're supported by the Chilean government here.
So, guys, he's not even in the United States. He's calling from South America. What time is it there?
Exactly.
Because you're
I'm
on the
calling
West
from South America, and it's 11 o'clock at night. Not too bad.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you're on the west coast of South America, so you're
Exactly.
pretty close to our. Okay.
Exactly. It's only a couple of hours ahead, luckily.
So we're not keeping you up too long. Oh, now I see why no one else wanted to come on because it was Valentine's Day.
Exactly. There you go. You understand it. And and I've got my very loving girlfriend here is very understanding.
Is she there with you?
She's with me here, very understanding to be able to speak with you guys tonight.
Well, thank you very much, loving, understanding girlfriend.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes, because her being loving, understanding is allowing you to educate the world on the services you provide. And just even if they don't go through your service, just the opportunity that's out there that so many young people have no clue exists.
Exactly. I mean, obviously a part of me always loves to promote my own organization because I think we do great things. But really, my wider message to any interested listener is simply this. Not only can you make yourself look very attractive to future employers, but even more importantly than that, you'll learn so much by traveling abroad, by broadening your mind, by meeting people, by taking yourself out of your comfort zone. You'll learn so much about yourself, and yeah.
Well, before we only have a few more minutes, and I want to because you've mentioned this a lot, getting out your comfort zone, Brock. What comfort zone did you get out of?
Okay, so when I was 18, I'd never really been outside of England. Now, I'd hardly been outside of London. And when I was 18, I went to Ghana in Africa to teach English for 2 months. I lived in a rural village. There was no access to electricity, just me. There was no access to electricity. There was no access to running water, and so I really had to take myself off my comfort zone because I'd never really been outside of my country, and suddenly I was, after a few weeks training, teaching English to young Ghanaian kids, and
with no water, no electricity.
With no water, no electricity, made friends, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. First couple of weeks, I hated it. I very embarrassingly probably even, I mean, I won't go into shedding tears, but I was certainly very upset. I was certainly very upset. But then after I settled in, and like you just said, the golden phrase, took myself out of my comfort zone, I was 20 times better person for it, and I couldn't recommend it enough.
Wow. It is okay if you cry, David.
Exactly. Sensitive man.
It's okay. Well, I want to say, because we're going to end the show with April K's last song, and I want to say thank you very much. And I look forward to speaking with you again very soon so we can really talk about how we can get your message out to young people in the United States.
Brilliant, Kim. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and thanks to the listeners. And thanks a lot, Kim.
And thank you, girlfriend. Go have a wonderful Valentine's night.
Thank you. We will now. We will.
Okay. Good night.
Have a good evening. Good night. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, we're going to end up with April K's last song. The song that played before, For Real, and this one is called A Love Like This, have not been released yet, so you guys are hearing it first. So let's play A Love Like This, and good night, and have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next week.
Baby, what I have with you can never be replaced. I feel Never had a love like this before. You made me feel so right. Never wanted anyone like this, 'cause baby, you're always on my mind. And now I have all of my prayers answered. The stars are all aligned, and I'm so in love with you. You are one in a million. Tell you how I know it's true, 'cause nobody else I've been with could ever compare to you. I told myself that I would never ever fall, but if you promise to love me, I will give you my all. Never ever ever. 'Cause baby, you're always on my mind. The stars are all aligned, and I'm so in love with you. Look what you've done to me. You've got me so in love, and I can't stop. And I can't stop. And
Thank you for listening, and please join us each and every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern for more Real Talk for Real Teens.